afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast. I'm your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero Strike, Defender of the Fatherland. Off here, an exciting 1 vs 1 on Longer Sky between the South. We got here Schoepsi, fighting for the Oberkommand West, Germany, Deutschland, taking on the role here of the 3rd Panzer Division here with Breakthrough, Fortifications, and Luftwaffe Ground Forces, Double Infantry, and Obersoldaten versus the North. You got Frost, fighting here for the Soviet Union, Socialism, and the 3rd Guards Mechanized Corps with counterattack, got motor, and tank hunter tactics. That's a rare one with Molotov, anti-tank grenade, and pack 40 bulletins. Frost is clearly not aiming for penal trooper heavy strategy, since none of his bulletins synergize with that, and at least one of his doctrines don't either. So there's certainly some potential here for some conscript heavy play there. So that'll certainly stand apart from all the penal trooper heavy play. We got Kuban on Schoepsi's full scale Sturmpanzer seems to be sitting up here for push for Frost Corps, and the Kuban will then likely use to grab territory in the meanwhile, ensuring he doesn't fall too far behind Frost. He will likely not be anticipating a large scale German assault, at least for the first 2 minutes, on his Corps point. Petrov, quickly, alert headquarters! We are being attacked at the cutoff point at 2 minutes. This is unheard of. Sandbags down the eastern fuel point. We see Frost preparing for the defences. Engineers occupying the farmhouse there. And there you go, point cut off. Quickly followed back behind all the heavy cover. Digging in for Germany. In this case, falling back the Sturmpanzer. Intraff is not even going for the fuel. He's securing the territory around here, but he's not pushing for the fuel, which is honestly a bit weird. I think he should get straight for it, but for some reason, Schoepsi's taking a more casual approach. And now is being launched a larger counter-attack by Frost around the Corps point. His Sturmpanzer were too busy trying to deal with engineers, giving Frost here time to get his conscripts up close, which could turn things around. Then again, with the Sturmpanzer running here, things might turn around here in favour of Schoepsi once more and the German army. Engineers are running, Sturmpanzer almost cut to ribbons, but the conscripts are simply suffering too heavy casualties. They're dropping like fat Bolshevik flies. So there you go, you need to retreat the conscript squad there, otherwise risks wiping might in fact do so. There we go, quick chance of the engineers, which actually saves the conscript squad there. But the engineers might actually have a chance of getting the full scale. It's going to be a bit close, they might just be able to pull it off here. Might. Meanwhile, troops are reinforcing for Frost, Kuban continuing westwards, grabbing the munitions. More forces around there for Schoepsi, who's actually flooding down manpower. He's been so preoccupied with things around here, he's not been paying attention to his resource flow, and thus he's actually lost some opportunities to bring up more infantry faster. But there we go. Infantry moving ahead there for Frost with a 4th conscript on the way there. Pretty standard in that sense build there. If you go for conscripts, you go for 4 of them. Lots of infantry. Of course, less regular, of course, having to defend your Corps point like that, as Schoepsi just went more or less all in there. But he's managed to regain it. He could consider some mines around it, maybe make it a bit harder to his opponent to take. And we got guard motor here for Frost, opening up for him mortars, and of course the guards rifle infantry. Beginning to spread out, secure more territory here. Frost does not lose a moment here versus Schoepsi, which is good. Looks like he actually cancelled a conscript squad there though, so he's not going for 4 of them, which would indicate he's actually trying to save up here for first medics, but later he's just going to go heavy on the guardsmen to counter Schoepsi's infantry build. So a quick change in strategy there from Frost in response to the overwhelming fascist attacks from Schoepsi and the 3rd Panzer Division. Go charging ahead here, troops a bit depleted, and the Germans are in a much more fresh condition as they launch themselves against Frost's point. There we go, Sturmpanzer is arriving. We got sandbags now being dug in to further help hold the Corps point, further increasing the problems there for Frost. In these conscripts they're being engaged with full grenadiers, Kuban moving in, and the west over we got another conscript moving in. And looks like something is happening there. He's going for Molotovs now, but he's actually got very few units in the field, so that's actually a bit risky. With the conscript, you generally want 4 conscript squads out, in particular versus the Oberkommand West. You want as much infantry as possible, so just having 3 here with an engineer squad is actually pretty risky, as he is not trying to then push the sort of natural advantage he has, in fact allowing ships here to dig in. In fact, he's gone for sandbags here to just further fortify and strengthen here. Interesting move there by Schoepsi. Kuban there going for the victory point. Troops threatening the fuel point as well there. Meanwhile though, Frost here with a clear head has even dug in here with sandbags around the western fuel point. So very good. We're back to playing around there, taking advantage of Schoepsi's focus on the Corps point. Very good work there. So he denies Schoepsi fuel while getting some of his own. And there you go. He can begin calling in the guards rifle, and that is what he wants. And there you go. First guards rifle squad arrives there for Frost. And the third guards mechanized corps. Truck moving out there for Schoepsi. That'll likely be a mechanized rating, considering how he's probably feeling he's ahead. In which case the guards will certainly also a good choice there for Frost, will help a bit. Schoepsi though going for additional full grenadiers. The flamethrowers though do mean he can't quite get the DP light machine guns as fast as possible here for the guards, but then again roll the heavy cover here that Schoepsi is using. That's not going to necessarily be immediately necessary. No, he actually goes for the battle group headquarters, reasonably close to the front line here. But there you go, flamethrowers with guard support there is slowly pushing back the fascists. One trick you can actually use the conscript to sort of merge with engineers to begin taking losses, allowing him to push the engineers much more aggressively versus Schoepsi and maintain his advance there with a bit more fluidity. Mine down there, conscript here by the way, could easily counterattack here with maybe some bit of support. Guards rifle could do the trick, but meanwhile they would just continue to push back Schoepsi, who was falling back towards his battle group headquarters and maybe towards the fuel point in the west there. So we'll see what happens next here, but Frost has once more managed to force back Schoepsi and the 3rd Panzer Division. Conscript there caught out in the open by the Volksgrenadiers. Battle group headquarters almost down there. There you go, pushing for the Kaufmann there, Volksgrenadiers waiting in cover there with the assault rifles on the way as well. More troops moving in, conscript engineers, guards moving towards the centre. I imagine Frost will try and get some more guards. We've got Molotov offered against the Volksgrenadier, denying them their cover and forcing retreat there for Schoepsi here. Push back by an incendiary grenade. And Schoepsi's going for the flak half track, so he's going to try and push his advantage nonetheless for some kind of vehicle, in this case the flak half track. So that might catch Schoepsi a bit off guard, and we got a second guard squad though. Well, not Schoepsi, Frost, but of course the double guard squads could make it a bit harder there for the flak half track to do what he wants. In fact, he's soon going to have control of both fuel points. Guards from there pushing ahead, and there you go, Brandhand Grenade off against them. They quickly dodge it, forcing essentially Schoepsi there to somewhat waste munitions on it, since it basically does nothing except force them out in the open. Pioneers pushing in, guards just immediately retreating. Securing territory here, very good, and finally losing the western fuel point there to Schoepsi. Almost got the flak half track down there for Schoepsi. Medical engineers on the way there. Medical engineers. Field medics. Medical engineers. God damn it, Dane. Get it together. Ultimately getting the conscripts, taking minor losses. He said he could consider some more stout defense around here. Some mines of his own would help out. Or maybe some sandbags that are slightly more positioned in his favour. He could also consider mining the sandbags his opponents lay down. So any good spot to mine. But there you go. 251-17 half take out there for Schoepsi. Big push around the cutoff point. Troops out in the open. There's all this plus the flak half track. Definitely not the best setup there for Frost. He's certainly also going to need his second guard squad, that's flanking in here. There you go, pushing forwards. Grenade there being thrown. But there you go. Oh, still managed to get off. And there we go. Gets a few kills. Almost a wipe there against Schoepsi's men. The Schoepsi still able to maintain the push here. It's thanks to the flak half track, which has been locked down. Guards threatening some of Schoepsi's forces there. No fault retreat point up. We got another Brandhand Grenade off, which Frost once more definitely dodges. Trying to pursue here. Guardsman could be a grenade. The Volksgrenadiers there. Moving up here to sort of pressure around the car point. We got the flak half deck to make things miserable there for Frost. And there you go. Guardsman pushed back here by Schoepsi's men. Units retreating. Guardsman suppressed there by the flak half track. He's going to need to pull off some kind of trick they need to take out fast. In fact, Frost has yet to go for any tech whatsoever. He's upgraded his country, is called in Guardsman, but he's yet to sort of build any structure. Meaning, for example, can't you push out any sort of light vehicle versus his opponent. So what will Frost do? What will Frost do? Besides trying to play around it for the time being, as Schoepsi locks down his carve point for the umpteenth time. Sealing reinforcing, Guardsman seem to be setting up for something on the flanks. Schoepsi beginning to once more reinforce success here by the carve point with more infantry, digging in more sandbags to further protect the flanks here, basically trying to set up so Frost can't attack in for either there and rush it. Got the Haymort on the way, they're trying that way bombard Schoepsi and his men. to blast them into tiny bits here with one of the heavy mortars of the war. The heaviest mortar of the war. There was also a third one that was 150 millimeters, which in fact was so heavy they actually had to, no, 160 actually, had to load it from breech rather than just from the top like most mortars. Little fun fact there. That saw usage rather late in the war. Otherwise, I'm sure the Germans would try to adopt that one as well, like they pretty much did with 120mm mortar, which just saw wholesale adoption throughout the Axis forces on the Eastern Front. Romanians, Hungarians, Finnish, the Germans, they pretty much just grabbed it and made it their own. There you go, Hay mortar fire plus guards fire there on the Hay mortar, or the flak half track. They're doing some damage, forcing back strips there for some time. Quick attack here, no anti-tank grenades. Oh, he does have the research but doesn't have the munitions for them. I briefly thought he was actually bluffing there against Schoepsi. Troops are healing, reinforcing, pushing back his Kuppelwagen. Schoepsi can soon take up again, whereas Frost has yet to do it at all. He's so far been relying on his doctrine, and there we go, good hit there. Destroys the cover and almost destroys the full Grenadiers in the process. No DP light machine gun munitions. Oh well, there's one squad that actually has been upgraded with the DP light machine gun. Flak half track being fixed up. The Hay mortars is going to make it a bit harder there for ships to dig in around his cutoff points. He's going to have to then be very close within range of the heavy mortar. Also, finally digging in some sandbags around his cutoff point there as well, make it easier for Frost to defend it. Also very good. Very, very good indeed. So Schoepsi is now going to have to reconsider his tactics. He can't just, go in a straight line there. Well, he can, but it's going to be a lot more painful. And obviously then the question is if there's not something Schoepsi could do more efficient, like for example you're hitting the fuel point in the east, which is certainly a pretty good idea. Flag half taking up towards the centre there, trying to stall the Sturm Pioneers in the east for as long as they can, but they're already depleted. The shirt's covered in blood, and the rifles are almost out of bullets, whereas the Germans are reasonably fresh, except for Jürgen's shirt, which is slightly crumbled and dirty. I told you, Jürgen, you can't have sauerkraut stains on your uniform. It's unprofessional. Quick button gun there, and the guardsmen taking them apart there. Engineers suppressed as well, forced away there. Certainly a chance they'll wipe when they retreat by their assault rifles on the flak half track there. Sandbags crushed under the heavy flak fire of the 251-17. Guards are slightly falling back. More DP light machines away there for Frost. Still no take up. He's beginning to have the fuel for it, so it's a bit surprising. So he cancels there the DPs, I think, trying to help munitions have a grenade against Schoepsi's men around the cutoff point. There you go. Oh dear, looks like it didn't quite go off the way he wanted to. Console setting out there, Fultz was advancing, Hay mortar fire running down. Up here healing and forcing, and we finally got takeover there for Frost. Finally a support room company going up. Just took him 13 minutes. Certainly took its time. Cancels again just to be able to oorah and pop off an anti-tank grenade there. Pressure up the west side, he's heads for the fuel point again. And the spare punted quarter sitting up within range of it. Kuppelwagen there by got destroyed. A small victory there for Frost and the third guards making a nice call here. Forced the taking losses there from the Hay mortar. Veterans who won 3 kills. Popping company up. Will he go for anything from it, or will he be trying to push ahead for some lighter vehicles? Maybe an H-160 here. Partly to of course help deal with the flak half tech, but also prepare for any sort of armour down the road, since Schoepsi's likely able to get out some kind of Panzer IV ahead of time. So Frost will probably have to want to prepare for that. Still once more pushing ahead, once more going for the cutoff point. Gasping on watch for the motherland. Ooh, mine goes off there. Good work by Schoepsi mining here. I can't know if a crew spotted in a not very concealed position in the end. A mortar fire, they almost hit something there, but doesn't quite. And we got a CIS-3 out here. Frost clearly worried about enemy vehicles, but he's not going to try and take out first. He's just going to go for the CIS-3. That's that way. A counter plus, of course, can also set more directly with the flak half attack ships here, the fortification. And he's going for a howitzer already. He's going for a howitzer at the 15-minute mark. That's an interesting choice there, but certainly there's a player like Frost in a current situation, not a bad choice. Could certainly make it harder there for Frost to mount any defense. And there's 150, 105mm. It's hard to find the grenade off. Doesn't quite work off. Not at all, I mean. Veteran 1 there, Garsman, 2 kills, 3 kills. Quickly racking up those kills against the Germans, even as they hit for the cutoff point for the who knows what time. Now flak half track they're covering, halfway to veteran C2. Field gun they're moving ahead. This is 3. Divisional field gun. Contras flanking down there. Using the guards as base as a bait here for this is 3. You can even try and sort of sneak up from the rear there with the conscripts popping an anti-tank grenade, but he does not. Oh, he does get it though here with a nice attack round, shoots through the smoke and it actually lands. I hit it there. Keep in mind that when you attack round through smoke, the shots are notably less accurate than if this sort of unit gets to shoot directly. In this case, it worked out well for Frost. The flak half track is no more. Now he's got 2 guard squawks there, which is going to be a lot harder for Schoepsi's men to clear out. Of course, the howitzer is going to make that a lot bloody easier. Push ahead, he's suffering quite some damage as the Russian guardsmen are doing their best to resist the fascist invaders. And how to fire there, trying to silence it. Got a conscript squad there though. Direct hit, wiping one of Frost's units. Falls out there was the guardsman taking damage. More DP light machines away there for Frost finally. So now his base is certainly not safe here from the German army as it unleashes hell from the rear lines. Almost got the Sturm Pioneers. And constant there will have to fall back. They actually got more mines there from Schoepsi. Very good. Sehr gut. And Gasp there closing in at tier 3. More casualties piling up here for the German attacks. There we go. Veteran tier 3. The DP light machine guns shredding the German infantry. Comes there flanking in as well. And there we go, fragmentation grenade. Cover shattered, meaning there won't be any cover protection from it. There we go, almost wipes the entire Volksgrenadier squad. Quite lost there for Schoepsi. No Obersoldaten, by the way, though he's closing in on the Panzer IV. But his Volksgrenadier is beginning to fall a bit short here versus all these veteran guardsmen. And the heavy mortar, even with the howitzer there to provide vital artillery Unterstützung for the frontline Truppen. Tank for tank commander up there. I imagine he's going to try and go for an mechanized armor company at this stage and just try and get a T-3035 as fast as possible versus Schoepsi. Howitzer firing. This time firing at the centre is going to try and silence the guards and quash them, squash them, crash them. That was a close one, Petrov. Wait, you're not Petrov. Yuri. I'm from the frontline troops. You're a guardsman now, but you don't get to wear a cool hat or cape because you're not a real guardsman. There we go, forcing charging hit there. Jürgen falls first, shot from an anti-tank rifle straight to the skull. Otto falls next. 17 kills on the guardsmen. Need to retreat though. Taking too much damage there. They had already suffered quite gravely. And there's no conscripts nearby to merge with them, so they're rather unknown. But still, been quite an impact there on Schoepsi's advancing troops. Continuing to deal with the Volksgrenadiers. And there you go, mechanized armor company. In fact, he'll soon be able to go for the T-3035 to challenge the fascists. There you go, Volks pushed back. Up here, reinforcement healing. And once more popping in here to 5, though we got the spare punch quarters opening up. That's going to make this house not very safe for long. They're still trying to do some damage to the battle group headquarters. And it seems to be working out. In fact, it seems like the Schwerpanzer quarters is destroying it. I mean, you can sort of see the shots hitting at times and actually damaging it. And apparently popped an incendiary grenade of his own on it by accident. The battle group headquarters take more damage than the guardsmen. Stop firing! You're hitting our own! Did you say keep firing? Nine, I said stop! Alright, I'll keep firing! Ah, you idiot! Need to reposition his same hopping mortar there before it gets signed, plus of course all the stuff around it. Guardsmen with 21 kills, they're proving to of course be quite effective as the Volksgrenadiers. The veterans with the deeply light machine guns allows them to lay down quite the severe volume of fire, tearing through the German infantry. And we can now see Frost is in a much better control of the map here than he was earlier. And he's not too far off for the T-3035. He's got the fuel, he just needs the manpower, he can bring up armour. And Schoepsi is going for the Panzer IV, though he might want to consider stalling and just waiting for a Panther instead. As it's going to have a lot more light. And there you go, moving out there for it. Hauser's becoming a bit too unsafe, so he can't really use that trick for much longer. But moving in there again, getting shredded by the guardsmen, and casualties there pile up for Schoepsi. Hauser finally down, Steel Pioneer is repairing. Blasting away at it. Trying to repair it faster than that though. And we even got attacked round here. Suppose the thief could try and heavy mortar it as well. And he does so. Forces marching straight to the Guardsman's line of fire here. More casualties piling up there for Schoepsi and the 3rd Panzer Division losing steam. The lack of elite troops I do think hurt a bit here as the Guardsmen. And we got the Panzer IV there for Schoepsi and the 3rd Panzer Division. And the T-35 there arrives at the same time here on the other end of the map. Arriving there for Frost. Meanwhile, pressure up for the centre of their field gun shoots, bounces off the Panzer IV's armour. Guardsmen push back. Another pension hit there from the SIS-3. T-35 moving in though. Crushes poor Jürgen, Otto and Fritz. Panzer IV off the damaging the engine. Field gun needs to open up in the Panzer IV. Pushing it down to half health. There we shot bounce, but there you go. T-35 hit. We got Mark Bigler to increase the damage, but that's it. The side of the field gun gets wiped here. Another Panzer IV shot bounces. Need to get some troops out to support the T-35 before it gets destroyed. Lisa's man to push back the Panzer IV, but there you go. Field gun there being recruited, but very close to the artillery. There you go. Guardsman almost got it. There we go. Field gun wipe of any fascists. Now they just need to wipe them off. Well, what remains of them. There you go. T-35 they're rolling back. You can soon go for another one though. It's going to take a bit longer here for ships before one can call in any additional medium armour with which to challenge the rations. Kind of getting blasted. Eventually feet on the 2nd guard squad. Of course, they charging straight into that. That's definitely not the best. As you can see, in a matter of seconds, one squad has already been almost wiped out there. Grenades could turn out an impact there on the rather bunched up Germans. Consequence providing support here. No grenades still from the Guardsman. A bit surprising. Quickly merged with the cut. No, it doesn't. Still no grenades though. I'm a bit surprised. I would have figured he'd try and just bunch that in. Instead, he gets grenaded himself here by Schoepsi, who apparently has a bit sharper grenade sense. Could have still merged with the Guardsman, but decides not to. Retreats. T-85 is back in action. You can soon go for now. We got still raining down. They're going to try and wipe the unity around the base. Need to move them away. Nasty trick there by Schoepsi. There we go. T-35 versus Panzer IV. So it technically gets a penetrating hit. The Panzer IV bounces off. Both get a penetrating hit, but the Panzer IV is down to half health. The T-35 there has certainly a lot more health to give off. And there you go. Sturm Pioneer squad wiped from a mortar hit there. Big loss for Schoepsi. Big loss. He has no way of repairing his Panzer IV. We'll need to get a replacement Sturm Pioneer squad, or Tech for Mechanized Regiment, which would, and repair Pioneers, which certainly delay his take a lot more than that for matching any other armor. T-field further rolling back, closing in on virtually 2 already there. I say I really love this skin for the tanks. It sort of makes them really nice and worn looking. Sturm Pioneers on the way there for Schoepsi. T-55 lands a good hit, 6 kills for the motherland. Schoepsi just keeps attacking head on. I mean, he's basically forgotten the eastern half of the map. He's not even trying to do much in the west there. Seems like Schoepsi is suffering from a case of Stalingrad syndrome, possibly sort of spearheaded a bit by the initial success he had. He's just neglecting the rest of the map, and that's really a big advantage for Frost. See with the gaps, it just means he can concentrate in one spot and just tear apart most of Schoepsi's fault's going to do assault because they're definitely not cutting it at all. Now we got him out in the west. Yes, Frost displays, I think, better map awareness than Schoepsi. Going in for the Panzer IV there, might also try and get the house. There goes Sturmpanzer. It's almost wiped already. Oh dear, not good there for Schoepsi, not good. T55 veteran, T2. Gasping engineer supporting. Folks, they're blobbing ahead, just getting plastered there with DP light machine gun fire. Corpses piling up left and right. Yes, the assault is encountering stiffening resistance, but ultimately though some push through here. As the assault rifles and the German spirit proves superior somewhat. Of course, also numbers help a lot with that. Still, eventually, 2 T-55, there's going to be a problem there for Schoepsi to deal with, since it gives an increased rate of fire, allowing it to do more damage, and of course also allowing it to get faster to Veteran T3, which then only makes its suit even faster. And now Frost is following up with a second T-45. Schoepsi's going to have to go for Yak Panther soon to save up for a Panther here. Otherwise he might find himself struggling a bit with all of this. And we got the house back in action by with 23 kills. That's actually an awful lot there. I haven't noticed that. Veteran T2. Veteran T2. So what will Schoepsi aim for next? Second T-55 that arrives. So that is 2 T-55s there versus Schoepsi's 1 Panzer IV. And at this rate, this Panther might be a better choice, or Yak Panther, to help deal with these Russian armoured menaces than another Panzer IV. We'll have to see how it works out. They could also try and go for the pack for the feel of it. Heavy mortar out, it might not find so much traction as it could. Nice, the T-55 gating a full squad into the squad, quickly engaging, opening up with machine guns and main gun. Second one supports the centre push here for Frost. So he's quick to take advantage of his numerical superiority in the armour department, though it's not exactly a huge one. They try and pressure Schoepsi as much as possible. It seems like Schoepsi is setting up for either Yak Panther or a Panther. Even Panther seems more likely, will certainly be the better choice. We'll see though. T-55 continue to advance. Taking hits there from this and that. Going after the Panther 4, there we go. Got Mark Vehicle, Betty 2, I kidnap setting up. He's about to lose the Panther 4, he's trying to blitz, and oh! He got away, really lucky there. Frost here that makes a mistake with the T-55, that's going to get destroyed here then. Panther fast taken up, but like Kenneth Blizzard gets really lucky. T-55 here, number 1. Almost taken up, but it's almost also eventually we got the guards and final round to support here the armoured assault. But by now it's more they're going to act as a rear guard to cover the retreat of the T-55s, ensuring that at least they get out of there alive, even if they didn't get the Panther 4. Now the Panther fast there, gasping, cutting the Germans to ribbons there as they just push themselves recklessly forward to try and destroy that T-55. A Kednefer crew cut down, obliterated, and now he tries to destroy the anti-tank gun with his anti-tank rifles. More 25 there going down the base, got 30 kills. He's using it now for counter barrage, tries to try and silence the heavy mortar. It seems, or not. I'm not entirely sure what's happening there. Either way though, he certainly got something destroyed. They got 31 kills. And there we go, Panther on the way there for Schoepsi. Panther on the way for Schoepsi. And the 3rd Panzer Division here. Frost could consider another T-35. He could also consider an SU-5 to support here. Or Katyusha. That's only options now opening up. Now that he has a more, shall we say, solid armoured base for which to fight from. But another T-35 would not be a bad choice either, to be honest. Would not at all be a bad choice. More artillery fire there. More units getting killed. That house is definitely going to be a good investment there for Schoepsi. 36 kills. Veterancy 3 and approaching Veterancy 4 very rapidly. Very rapidly. Constantly around the centre here, getting blasted by the Panzer 4. Panther finally arrives here for Schoepsi. Und die dritte Panzerdivision. And there you go. Veterancy 4 on the howitzer. 36 kills there for Deutschland. But he really should consider some Obersoldaten, since the Guardsmen are making short work of the Volksgrenadiers and just bleeding out ships down that account. But he also needs to, begin hitting this part of the map. He's just focusing way too much on the centre victory point to a very, I would say, unhealthy degree, which is only, again, making it easy for Frost's Guardsmen to just cut them apart. So definitely needs to be changed to their tactics for Schoepsi, but it's not going to be right now, that's for sure, because Schoepsi is very much coming to this. I mean, the tanks seem to be slightly flanking here, which is a start, but he's still relying on a Volksgrenadier blob to try and push out the centre in the meanwhile. Buttoning up there from the Guardsmen. T-55, we need to get the Panther in there. Need to put careful with the Panther 4. Troops are being pushed back. Panther 4 should have been quick to keep distance. Panther also needs to be better keeping distance there. Blitzkrieg. Almost got one of the T-55s here. Frost might be able to extend himself here. That's going to be his veteran T-55 there as well. Went down. Panther 4 here. Oh, Panther Faust on the other T-55. Even he gets the Panther 4 here. That's very likely. Oh, no. Need to get the Panther down there, by the way. Get the Panther down there. Schoepsi. Schnell. Blitzkrieg. He gets the Panther 4 there. Gets another Veteran 2, but the problem is he's still lost 2 tanks to get 1 Panzer 4. That is a big loss there for Frost. That is not a good trade-off. The only thing that does make this a complete disaster is he didn't get punished by having it be abandoned within Schoepsi's base. That would have been catastrophic. I mean, Frost just suffered a heavy loss there. He still got the Guardsmen, though, but he has suffered there to the howitzer as well. He suffered there with his tanks there. I think Frost got basically too impatient and tried to finish off Schoepsi right then and there. Yeah, it's got 56 kills. That's bloody well Iron Cross material. Now the Volksgrenadier blob, now with less forces to basically stall them, it is a bit more powerful. The Frost got plenty of resources to quickly fill up the gap with more tanks, though. Got artillery badge as well. He's trying to do the trick here. Frost is now being pushed pretty hard here as Schoepsi just unleashes the assault he's been wanting to do for quite some time. Again, he just seems to like going in very, very straight lines. Like, he's very much the Euclidean commander. No curves. Just straight lines. So how will Frost react to this rather disastrous loss? Because again, even if he got a Panzer 4, there's still a Panther on the field and he's got no tanks. And well, Schoepsi's also got that artillery piece, though he did get a Volksgrenadier squad, so not bad. And he's also finally realising there's an eastern part of the map there. He is realising his inner Drang nach Osten. He's also beginning to lay down S-mounts there. Sehr gut. And another T-55 there on the way for Frost. So what will Schoepsi go for next to support his Panther? Another Panther? Panzer 4? Jagdpanzer? What will he go for here?
We are losing territory.
22 kills in the heavy mortar. Bit weak in comparison here with the howitzer. Push for the centre there. Gasping slightly holding back the Panzer 4. And another T-55 got a grenade off on the Gasping as well, burning them up. Howitzer getting ready there to try and counter the mortar. As he's taking fire there. Bit risky there by Frost, but might not. Then he moves the Panther after he's actually forced the heavy mortar to move, so he's basically going to risk taking his fire from his own artillery piece. That's less good there by Schoepsi, to be honest. Super close to the Veteran 5, super close. Good hit from the Panther and the T-55. Volksgrenadier in the centre being slowly bled out. He really should consider some Obersoldaten now. He really should consider some. And there you go, T-35 quickly beginning to deal with the S-mines laid down here by Schoepsi's men. Eastern side that continue to be secured. He's got the victory point, he's got the fuel point now, just need to connect it. Schoepsi continues to float manpower though. I'm less sure what he's planning here though. If he's going to keep doing on that. Certainly a lot less clear what he might be planning. This Panther is awaiting repairs. Frost T-35 there hammering away at the Volksgrenadiers. And another T-35 out there for Frost. Ooh. Finally got the howitzer wiped. If he got to 56 kills in the first place, he can probably do it again with a bit of goodwill. There you go. Imagine the target is once more an attempt to silence the howitzer or mortar. If you can hit it. So far, most of the shots they're flying too far. Oh, we got lots of retreating though. Run within the zone of fire. Ah! Poor luck. They still have a kidnapper their way from ships. That is bad news for Schoepsi. Very bad news. Panther setting out. He seems to be setting up for a second Panther here versus Frost. Either that he's trying to aim for a King Tiger now, which would definitely be very risky, particularly since he's not got all the trucks yet anyways. But there you go. It is the second Panther here for Schoepsi, so it's going to be a Panther-heavy battle here. There's a lot of T-35s that first engaged here, but the Panther field going to bring up. Shot bounces off the 80mm of sloped armour. Second shot misses there. Fulks need to retreat. Another penetrating hit from the Panther. Looks like he might lose the Volksgrenadiers. Shot bounces again. Field gun though gets a penetrating hit. Panther slowly approaching veteran T2 machine gun bunker being set up to cover the central victory point. Still feels like he is not putting enough pressure on the right hand side. Again, he's very much getting caught up in a Stalingrad syndrome situation there. Panther fast there on the T-35, damaging the engine. Kidnapper slowly being cast ahead for Frost there. Panther moving ahead again, field gun opening up. Good penetrating there from the Panther. Shot bounces, but Kidnapper on the other hand does not bounce, and the Panther needs to fall back here before he loses it. What are you doing, Schoepsi? What are you doing, Schoepsi? Says it. Blitzing there to avoid death. Very good. Second Panther arrives here. Would probably recommend prioritising the Panther over the howitzer there. Still 2 Panthers. That's going to be quite nasty there for Frost if Schoepsi handles them well. In particular, once that one hits Vetsy 2, it's going to be quite a challenge. But I do think Schoepsi at one point really needs to consider some orbital done. That's, again, really some elite infantry could do a lot of good there versus the Guard, because they're just tearing apart the Fox. I mean, one of them got 43 kills. 43 kills, ladies and gentlemen. So, I mean, don't take Guardsmen lightly. Fix up the howitzer. Next up to the Panther. He's having some... Oh, there we go. Almost wiped the Guard squad. And almost gained veterans who won. Fixing up the Panther. Taking a while there. Panthers were rather heavy on maintenance. Even properly maintained, though, they were still rather mechanically unreliable. It was not uncommon even for the later models, the Model Gs, to have a situation there where half the company of Panthers, for example, was just out because, you know, due to mechanical breakdowns. So that was one of the bigger flaws with the Panther. Because while it might have cost a bit more to make than, say, a Panzer IV, I mean, maintenance-wise, again, they were much more demanding again, even then you weren't guaranteed to have them out the battlefield. There you go, Panthers versus the T-35. Need to be careful not to get too close, of course, otherwise he's going to deny his Panthers the arm advantage they have. What's the pushing ahead here? McKenna finding out. Force a lot of anti-tank found the Panthers in charge ahead here. Not looking good. Ships should probably consider more of a flanking engagement. The force need to retreat. Oh, Chief Headhunter's pulling head against the Panthers. That's definitely a mistake there, I think, by Frost continuing to crossover ground. In this case, it gets a bit lucky. The Panthers are not ready to shoot. Oh, he pushes the heck gun. Oh, Fox needs to retreat. Retreat, Luke. Panthers taking a lot of damage. He's about to get a wipe there. Another wipe. Oh, dear. Not the best move there by Schoepsi, and the Fox is just getting shredded there by the T-35. But also just the Guardsman again. 47 kills now. 47 and 29. Schoepsi really needs replacement infantry again. Some orbs aren't really good, but also he's just going to have to go for full grenadiers. But he needs more infantry. He can't afford to play around with this little. And there you go, 82 on the Panther shot bounces. Second hit down the T-35. So we got to see third one on the way there for Frost. Third one on the way. And there we go, finally going for the Obersoldaten. And meanwhile, the mortars just trying to threaten the ships as much as possible, make it hard for him to repair his Panthers. So there you go, almost got that one fixed up. Three T-35s, there's going to be quite a challenging thing there for ship to deal with all the support they got in the form of the Academy and the field gun. There is a lot of fire that can be brought down to bear on the Panthers if Schoepsi is not handling them correctly. He's going to have to flank with them instead of just trying to charge head on, but it seems like so far Schoepsi's not much of a flanker. He's very much just, you know, the attack in a straight line guy. Looks like he's going for the mechanized rigging there, probably to help repair his Panthers so he doesn't feel so reliant on the Pioneers as well, but probably also to set up for long term, I think, for a King Tiger. I mean, he could also be going for the Belgian headquarters just to provide healing. That is a possibility. Obviously, on there getting ready to upgrade. Panther takes a nice hit on the T-35. Obviously, need to fall back. He's getting shredded. Other Panther ready to move ahead here. Need to get it up to support the first one. Of course, need to be careful about not getting the Panther there too close. Also, cutting apart the Russian infantry. There we go. Finally, other Panther also getting focused down there. Very good choice by Frost. Almost lost the T-35 to the Panthers. Seems like T-35 staying up to flank. Panthers charging ahead. He exposing rear to the Guardsmen. Another T-35 there. Field guns opening up. One Panther taking heavy damage from all the Russians. Buttoning it up as well. That's increased the amount of time to their fire on it. And the Panther goes down there. Schoepsi wasn't quite careful there with this Panther. Charged right ahead and also had a blind spot there, which Frost was able to execute quite nicely. They take advantage of, crushing there one of his Panther leaving now with only the Vetchi 2, though close to Vetchi 3 Panther. Still, that is a very nice spot here for Schoepsi, to have to dig himself out of against Frost, who's now pushing ahead to the Guardsman there with 49 and 31 kills. That is 90 kills. The Guardsmen almost together have killed 100 men. Panther pushing in against the T-35, trying to destroy it, of course, exposing the rear to this Guardsman. Panther there, close to 53, but it's taking too much damage to the field, and almost 53. There we go, gets the T-35 there, and pulls back the Panther. Orbison laying down murder fire there against the Guardsman. Haymortar continue to rain down. Vegetable on the howitzer again. Schoepsi is short on infantry. Yeah, there you go, mechanized recommend up. Howitzer destroyed. Pushing out the Panther despite knowing there are plenty of anti-tank weapons hiding out there. In this case we know there isn't anything, but even then it's pretty risky when you don't know with full surety if there's something hiding out there or not. Do push ahead with a not even a fully repaired Panther. Ships of those got barely anything left. His forces have been battered, beaten. Whereas Frost was the same, though, has been able to rebuild his forces quite splendidly. And again, the Guardsman has been quite able to solidly punish ships for just relying so much on full grenadiers and just, you know, attacking head on. I mean, they never really flanked it against Frost. Which I definitely think is one of Schoepsi's bigger mistakes this fight so far. Panther, though, is getting very close to 83, which will certainly be helpful. The question is, will it be helpful enough as all those T-34s and of course all that anti-tank support. Unless you get Orbs on there versus conscript squad. That might help if the entire squad's engaging the conscripts. In the centre, forces being pushed back. Panther trying to fight covering fire there for the beleaguered infantry. There we go, almost 53 damage in the T-35. Almost there. Misses the T-35 there, hits the wreck of the Panther. There we go, veteran free on the Panther. H-35 on the way there for Frost to help deal with this veteran monstrosity from Schoepsi's arsenals. 6 kills there. 35. And forced to retreat here. I think one of them had 52 kills. There we go. More was to learn for Schoepsi. They might want to consider Yak Panther to support this Panther with all the armour. The Kenner comes up there, closing in on veteran 3. Looking pretty grim there for Schoepsi. Slightly now trying to flank, they're not just dashing head on against Frost for once. Got the second Oversland squad ready. Need to get equipped with the light machine gun pretty fast. Need to get some arms and to take squad up here. Oh, this is advancing infantry getting shredded by the T-35s. There we go. Panther fast on 1 going for the CoH point right in front of the T-35. That looks like Schoepsi realises that's a pretty bad idea. Panther moves it, shoots, gets a good hit on the H-35. No munitions there. Oh, he does have the Panther fast there. Oh, Panther misses. H-35 does not. Panther falling back. They're half H of H-4 though. Also not moving, not getting upgraded. Pushes luck there with the Panther. 4-6, 4-6. Several penetrating hits, and the main gun is out for Schoepsi's Panther. He pushed it too far. Beyond the bearing point. And there you go. He really should go for some Yak Panthers. But he should get his Panther fixed up though. That is priority number 1. It's going to be difficult for Schoepsi to take the centre victory pump though, and an orbital on the squad, considering all Frost tasks, which again includes they veteran guardsmen. 35 kills and 52. Only about 3 kills away. Actually a bit more than roughly 3 kills away from 100. A bit more than actually, never mind. Never mind, that's my math, that is pretty wrong. What is it? Yes, I think. Anyways. Panther sitting out. Something went flying there, some debris. Can Schoepsi pull off something against Frost? Keep it safe for the scrap Panther, of course, need to defend. We got Orphan getting the Guardsman here. Sending in the Panther after them. Need to be setting up in the right angle though, so it's not going to be too easily penetrated from the front. There he goes, shoots, gets a good hit on the T-35. Fox is moving in. Shot missed. There we go, eventually 4 for the Panther. About to landing here against the advancing Guardsman, moving up there continually. There we go, another hit on the T-35. Mark vehicle on the Panther, penetrating hit there. Oh, getting flanked in position. Finally, need to pull back. Oh, scheisse. Sturmpani's is advancing. Most of Schoepsi's men, they're getting obliterated here. And the Panther's base is splitting itself off from the rest of the force, making it very difficult for it to get back to safety and get repaired. All the orbs on here being murdered in the Far East. No cover, and apparently completely forgotten here by Schoepsi. At this point, I think it's safe to say it is not looking good here for Schoepsi. It might in fact be GG. Good hit there from the H-35 on the Panther. He does not try to outmaneuver it. They're probably worried about what's behind it, but it makes it even harder here for him to do anything. And there you go, back to the H-35. Panther very close to H-35. It's going to have a hard time there. Ooh, H-35 missed here. Need to stay behind the houses though. There you go, Blitzkrieg, field gun shoots, misses. Oh dear. There we go, gets it. So close to H-35 there, and the Panther is almost ace. He's down to 100 victory points versus Frost 200, and while he got the HD5, there's still 2 T-35s there. Gassman, conscripts, anti-tank weapons, and a heavy mortar. Frost is in for quite a challenge. Oh, Schoepsi, I mean, not Frost. Frost is having pretty easy sailing from here on. Smooth sailing as it is. Also, they're trying to clear any anti-tank weapons. Pioneers to how to work on the Panther, closing in eventually 5A rapidly. Field gun there, crew being wiped out. T-5s are counter-attacking already and hitting the other victory point as well here. Ace T-35 there, hero of the Soviet Union, order of Lenin. And there you go, Panther forced him to deal with it. Eventually 5 gain, eventually 5 penetrating hit from the T-35 on the Panther. Need to build up distance though. Almost taken out, then almost taken out. Shot bounced, but he's going to not be able to keep up that armor for that long. And also, the Victory Future has a high rate of fire there. There we go, gets it. Destroys the Panther. And there you go, game over. GG. A victory for the Soviet Union. A loss for the German army. Overall, Schoepsi did initially good in the early game, but I think he got too fixed on just this small path here and ignored the rest of the map. He just harassed Frost fuel and resource, and at least I think would have had a better chance. But there was also the other mistake, which was he just relied on false grenadiers when they were clearly getting hard countered by the guardsmen. He just fed them so much experience that was unbelievable. That was definitely, I think, a bigger mistake than the ships as well, and just cost him a lot on manpower needless ways. He was just getting too set in, he was getting too confident, and Frost was punishing that quite soundly. Frost opening was a bit weak, could have perhaps been some slightly better moves there, but always able to, take advantage of Schoepsi's mistake and punish him very hard, making good use of his armor, though he was pretty close to throwing it all away there with that double T-35 attack there to try and get that Panzer IV, which obviously turned out not to be worth it at all. But that Schoepsi, I think, made good use of his resource there, and used the map better, so he probably could have had a good shot at winning this. As for Frost, there could have been some more flanks in there as well, but I would say he did pretty well. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, and comment on it. And of course, a big thanks to all my Patreon supporters, without which this episode would not have been possible. And of course, a big quick note to them as well. There's a book review up from one of my books in my little library, so if you're curious about that, you can check it out on Patreon now. This is Imperial Dane signing off, and see you all tomorrow for another signing episode. Bye.